自分で押さなきゃ私が押しちゃうと片付けできないいけない癖がついに心も散らかしちゃってチラとチラとチラ忘れてるでしょ大切なことはてはてとぼけてごまかして反省できないよお茶知らない嘘ごめん怒らないでねいつだって気になってるよかっこいいとこ見せてちょうだいそれだけで一生愛しあげちゃう頑張りリンドンリンドン鳴らそう明日を起こす呼び出しチャイム元気がお出迎えしてるピックアップってしてみほら笑えた本当は好きだよずっと前から大好きよ出当たり次第始めてみようやってみよう一つくらいは会心の出来得意技オッケー知ってる君は万能ヒーローさヒーローでもなんでもない記憶正しい少年だけど負けないと決めたはずでしょ間抜けでもあがいていいじゃんまだ逃げないで踏ん張り切って情けない顔もキュンときちゃうよ変かなピンポンパンポンあたり愛され未来ドロンコ勇気でいいよそれで抱きしめてハイダンシクってやめれておいでよ最後は甘えて元気ない日はなでなで泣いたりしても許してあげる君の全部にドキドキするんだからどうしていつも惑わせるのもうやだ誰にもあげない春の香り夏の日差し秋の空気冬の星も君とだから一緒に見たい怖くなったらすぐ教えてね腕まくり背中押してあげちゃう一斉のせリンドンリンドン鳴らそう明日を起こす呼び出しチャイム元気がお出迎えしてるピックアップってしてみほら笑えた本当は好きだよずっと前から大好きピンポンパンポンあたり愛され未来ドロンコ勇気でいいよそれで抱きしめてハイダンシクってやめれておいでよ最後は甘えて元気ない日はうちで膝枕
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we working on today? Well, today we're going to be working on Monster Girl Adventures some more. It's also like 11 o'clock at night, so yeah, it's not going to be a fun and exciting super hyper adventure. No, it's going to be pretty relaxed. The goal is to just get the monsters done tonight. being honest with all of you. That's kind of the game plan. Maybe wondering, Notepad, why are you streaming so late? You fucking idiot. Well, fun story about that. I meant to stream earlier, but my friend said, let's play FMV games. I'm like, cool, I'll play FMV games with everybody. Then it was like, let's play Midnight Ghost Hunt. I'm like, cool, I'll play Midnight Ghost Hunt a bit. Then I'm like, I gotta make dinner. So I made dinner. Then I'm like, I'm gonna lay down for a second because I'm a little bit tired right now. So I laid down for a little bit. Then I woke up and then I'm like, I'm gonna make some coffee. So I made some coffee. And then I'm like, I'm gonna read this manga real fast and my coffee's ready. Then I got invested in the manga and I'm like, fuck. So here I am. Ta-da. I would like to say that there's some like dramatic story behind it, but there really isn't. Everyone's like, why is it so late? Why is it so late? And it's like, because it's late because I do me. And everyone's commenting on the Lucifer and Biscuit Hammer anime that's coming out that looks jank as fuck, by the way. I like Lucifer and Biscuit Hammer. Very good manga. Everyone should read it. But man, that shit looks bad. Like, that does not look good. It's like a PowerPoint presentation. It's like, damn. Damn. Alright, so here we go. Inhabitants of the world, races. I should actually change the title of this, but we're not. Okay. Humanity, compensate for this. Artisans, humanity, pillars, monsters. Let's need to put this up, and now we need to get to change this part. Oh boy, who's ready for wording? I sure do love wording. It's my favorite. Love it. I love it. Love it so much. So, we'll call it the monster races. Let's see. While humanity constructs. How do I want to word this? We need to justify them a little bit. Okay, no, here's what we're gonna do. Humanity. If humanity has heroes, in the cycle of the world, a quote monster is an individual. Actually, a monster is a title given to non-humans by humans. Monster is a title given to non-humans by humans. Each of the quote monster races are in fact a large variety of different groups, tribes, and societies that have formed over since the dawn of time. We're human. Okay, so where humans lack the natural ability to manipulate magic, manipulate mana, the essence of magic. Monsters are freely able to manipulate it. The monstrous races are this extreme power has led to imbalances over the years. Good evening, ethical explosives. Very late. I didn't mean for it to be this late, but that's what happens when you get caught up reading Chinese comics. I'm on hour 4 of a 30-hour drive. God, why? That sounds awful. Sounds awful. Let's see. This extreme power has led to imbalances over the years, as monsters, as a small conflict among monsters can scar entire landscapes. These conflicts inevitably resulted in wars with humans, which proved more than a match for the monsters, but monstrous tribes by virtue of both numbers and technology. There we go. Actually, no, fuck. How do we want to? That doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound right at all. Society which has been formed since. No, okay. We roll it back a little bit. Right, formed since the dawn of time. These monstrous races, often have unique features and problems, which make it complicated for them to build long-lasting. Often unique features and problems which make it complicated for long-term settlement. Often collectivization. Actually, many of the monstrous races are even parasitic to human society. Actually, no. Would be what's another parasitic and symbiotic. There we go, symbiotic. Many of the monstrous races are even symbiotic to one another or humans themselves, living among other tribes or cities, or human forts, or human tribes or cities, or among other tribes or human cities. During the war with the Dark Lord, the monstrous tribes proved to be invaluable due to their natural manipulation of magic and their extreme abilities. It also proved that humans and monsters working together are able to accomplish great things. After the defeat of the Dark Lord, the monstrous tribes What am I going for here? I need to justify monsters wanting to do things to humans. Able and working together to accomplish great things. After defeating the Dark Lord, the monstrous tribes went back to their actually natural ways, but others kept the traditions they had built up with humans. Because one of the big things what I want to get across is that monstrous tribes are far more common. They're a little bit smaller because they don't like getting along with other tribes. You're different over there, I have to kill you. Okay, we're gonna have to add the porn peer plot in here. During the war, Monsters are also actually, so we do during this time as well. Many monstrous races experienced mass loss of life, mostly among the male population due to the war. This has led to a severe imbalance. Leading to many partnerships with humans, simply due to survival. Yes, this is a porn tier excuse for lack of monster boys. Fuck you and fuck. This is always the problem when it comes to Monster Girl plots. And something that good old, Monster Girl Encyclopedia and Kenku Cross very deftly avoided by saying all the boy monsters are dead. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a fucking phone call. Is this the bio for the entire monster race? Yes, because it's a lot easier to write this than anything else. Because the issue, what I have to do is I need to justify the entirety of artificial beast women, demonic dragons. Dragons are going to be their own fucking issue. Elementals, fairies, goblinoids, harpies, high undead, insectoids, low undead, Majin, orcoids, plantoids, reptilians, slimes, vampirics, and a host of other things. I'm gonna have to justify all of them, and yeah, no, you understand my agony. I'm decent for a lot of them. The hard ones are gonna be things like dragons, which I have a little thing for dragons in particular, which is like, yeah, most of the dragons are fucking dead. Do you need to justify it though? I need to provide, how do I want to word this? It's the basic tier of obscenity. That's literally what I'm trying to prove here. Being like, this is not obscene content, there's a reason for it. Why are there so many Monster Girl? Because there's not a lot of male monsters. That's why. Because they all fucking died. Because if you really look at like most Monster Girl media, we'll take for example Monster Girl Doctor. Male monsters exist, but they are just not the focus. They are just not. We don't think about them. We don't talk about them. They're just over there. Monster Mizume. They are there, but they are over there. We don't talk about them. We also have a Monster Girl Encyclopedia by itself, which is literally all the male monsters are gone, except Incubus. But you know what? Let's actually cut this and keep the edition built by humans. What we're going to do... Yeah, there's a reason I have like a section about the plot being like, if you want the plot, it's here. If you don't want the plot, it's here. Like if you don't want it, don't think about it. That's... Or sub out your own. This is literally to justify having everything here without it be, someone going, why are you this here? Natural ways, but actually, many followed in the footsteps. Actually, many followed in the footsteps of the witch Lilith, seeking out heroic humans for the benefit of their people. Others sought out. That's something. Oh God. No. Yeah, don't worry, it's Natty TV. This is just me and my perpetual nightmare. Others sought to simply. God damn it, phone. Why do you keep needing to tell me about things? What is it this time? Oh, you want to... Okay, you know what? I'm going to turn you on. And inevitably, I hope you know, I'm going to get a call. It's Duolingo telling me that I should totally care about someone who took my 3rd place position. I'm like, I do not care. Others simply sought different. Others simply sought humans. Rather than with grand intents behind it. There we go. That's the justification we're going for. There we go. The monster races. They're not going to be that. We're going to take this, and they're going to be the monster race. Monster. Monstrous. I always want to monstrous, but it's just monstrous. We're gonna move these up ever so slightly to make sure that they work properly. Oh goodness. No, we need to do that. We need to fix position on page, put that like right there. The other two go. Okay. Make you a little bit smaller. There we go. We put you. Come on, put you right there. Put you. I need you to come to the front, in front of text. There we go. Monster Girl Encyclopedia stories. Technically, this shouldn't, like... I'm using these ones. I will probably sub out these images. TBH, gonna be honest with y'all here. So, next we have to do this part. So, a long time ago, back in 2019... I wrote a game called Monster Girl Adventures. Monster Girl Adventures was for the Monster Girl world building thread on TG, 4chan. And it was a game about Monster Girl, specifically about a very certain franchise called Monster Girl Encyclopedia. This is porn. I want you to remember this. This is pornography. But they wanted a game based off of this, and I wrote them one. This being the classic edition of this particular game. That went through about 3 years of edits, changes, additions, people piling on additional things. Some people wanted more things, some people wanted less things. It kind of all just stacked up together. So, recently I decided that I was going to possibly redo it, and I did. This is the redux of it. I took I took a stand relating to what the plan was for this particular one, and the plan is very simply, I'm making it a little bit comfier. It's a little bit more narrative focused, I guess you would say, but far more less true to source material. This is kind of just a very generic one rather than being a dedicated Monster Girl Encyclopedia game. I need a really convoluted narrative to get up. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so this is something that I wrote a while ago, and if we look at actually the original version, we do look at Monster Girl Adventures. This is classic edition. This is nothing has changed in this version. Nothing has been cut. This is 124 pages. This is currently 80. I cut a lot. But this is years of things adding on top of one another, and me finally deciding to cut it down into what needs to be cut down for the simple sake of my fucking sanity. Luckily, anyway, I did change the system slightly. The system is technically a dice pool system. It's its own little thing. Basic idea, you need to score 5 or higher, and you want to get as many dice as possible. With benefit and drawback die, mostly. Don't roll ones. One's bad. Okay, so we've got all of this. Still not 100% on the affection and desire system. Not 100% on it, but we get to worry about that later. Okay. Okay, so let's start from the top. Artificial. From scratch, these monsters are apt to living, called living tools and require energy proper function with rise demon lore, subsequent influx and demonic energy. Arky darky then. Arky darky. We need to change the lore for this, because the goal for all of this is to be beautifully PG-13 Japan edition. So we're keeping it pretty safe. But not like too safe. But yeah, okay, so basic lore for automatons is they are created from scratch. These quote monsters are more apt to be called living tools that require energy to function properly. During the war with the Dark Lord, many of these artificial monsters were created by a host of both monster and human hands. Humans' hands. At the end of the battle, at the end of the war, many of them served little purpose. However, let's see it. Many of them serve little purpose, but some strike out. To make a name for themselves. Oh no, I am a warforged. They're warforged, okay? That's what they are. Let's see, strike out. So, +2 to any attribute. Now, this is where things start getting a little bit complicated. And I say this gets a little bit complicated because we're going to cut the attribute bonuses. Because we have a very dedicated system of how these work. Monsters have 15, humans have 13, nobody's getting more, nobody's getting less. So anything like attribute bonuses we need to cut. So, crafted instead of born, artificial, I'll find themselves unable to naturally repair themselves. Unable to naturally heal themselves, heal with simple time and effort. Their health is not automatically restored with the rest of conventional healing magic, but instead required to be repaired using resources and available tools. Are made to last. Their bodies are far hardier? Yeah, that'd be the right. Or harder than most. Choose one body composition. Okay, so here comes the fun thing, because this entire section was based previously off of because this entire section was built off of originally a health tier system. So you had multiple tiers, and then each tier would have certain health boxes, kind of like World of Darkness does it. However, we're not doing that anymore, so we need to change it. So let's see, we'll do clay/wood, in which you're going to get +4, or let's say we're going to +4 injury, +4 injury with a TN1 to repair. Actually, it's okay, I know what we can do. We will do 1d6 plus successes to repair. So it's kind of like you need to roll like something to actually, but you're going to get about 1d6 to restore. It's very easy to come across things like wood. It's very easy to come across things like clay. It's very easy to actually repair you. You're not getting that much though. Stone, on the other hand, is you're going to get +5 injury. It's going to be 1d8 plus successes to repair. I'm going to put a footnote in there. Mechanical is going to be +6 injury which is going to be 1d6 plus successes to repair. And then exotic, which is going to be a flat +8 injury. But it's literally just successes to repair. So one of the issues is that people with really exotic materials, they are not going to heal very quickly. They have trouble with it. They're going to heal very slowly compared to everybody else, but you're getting a lot more resources with it. But what I can do is we'll say, actually to compensate, we'll give them +10 injury. We'll give you 7, 5, 30, so 2, 2, 2, 3. So yeah, there we go. This is what I mean, like what we're going to have to do for every single one of these. Because if we don't, we need to compensate for both of these. Because yes, there are living dolls, technically. And living dolls are their own nightmare to think about. Alright. 1d10 plus successes to repair. I'm going to select you. I want to insert a footnote. So, when repairing, a character will roll a craft skill. Roll a craft skill check. If you have the skill, you can roll it. If you don't need to. Restoring, when repairing, if a character has the materials on hand, we'll roll a craft skill check. Actually, we'll roll a craft skill check. Adding the number of successes to the die to restore that many injuries. They still have endurance, though. I'm going to make that a call right now because I want to make my life easy. So instead of having, let's say, like 10 injury, someone made a purely mechanical bitch is going to have 17 injury. Like, they're going to be incredibly durable. However, if they take like 5 injury, it's no long. You're going to need to make a crafting check. And if someone doesn't have crafting, it's like, all right, time to roll. And like, wow, I scored 1 fucking success. I roll 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 1 to repair. Like, yeah, you're not going to be able to repair that much. Like, that's kind of one of the big issues, especially if you have exotic, but you get to double your health. So that's your benefit. Now we have the biggest bugbear of all, diversification. Now, I'm going to go with a little explanation of why diversification was put in the game to begin with. Diversification was put in for 2 very specific reasons. The first one was, there are so many fucking monster girls, it is literally impossible to stat every single one of them out. And I've gotten this criticism repeatedly. Why don't you just stat out every single monster girl, Notepad? Why don't you just stat out every single monster girl? Because I'm going to tell you a fucking secret. What's the difference between a mechanical doll and an artificial, and a fucking automaton? Alright, I'm waiting. I'm listening. What's the difference? Tell me. Let's look, everybody. Monster Girl Encyclopedia Living Doll. I'm going to open this in a separate tab real fast, make sure that it's not immediately pornography. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, okay, here's... Cool. It's like, she is, like, this is what you have to work with. And it's like, okay, what's the automaton then? Like, we want an automaton. Magical material. An automaton. It's going to be porn right now. Okay, good. Oh wow, look everyone, it's the same exact shit. Like, one of the biggest issues is that there are a lot of similarities between them. Between a lot of the monster girls, they look different, but they are not different. They are not mechanically different enough to actually justify making separate versions of it And technically, this is about like 4 or 5 monster girls in one. And that's its own kind of messy thing to even think about. Actually, that reminds me. Living doll, magic material. We're also not going to worry about parasites. Not worrying about parasites. Absolutely not. Not doing it. I refuse. This is the paper girl, right? Cotton-like body. That's where you fuck your cotton. That's where you fuck your blanket. That's what that one's about. That's what you do with that one. You bang your you bang your literal blanket. 'Cause you're a weirdo. What is the name of that thing? It's Zipangu. It's in Zipangu. Zipangu. Not Gumo, not Nakamata, not the Inari, not the fucking Tanuki. Fuck the Tanuki. There's the... Not you, not the Tengu, definitely not you. Absolutely not. No. No. Is this it? These are the two that I'm thinking of. No, let's not click. Yeah, alright. This is where things get complicated, because this is something you got to think about, which is things like the Chochinobake. This is a specific type of creature that's a big thing in like Japanese mythology, which is one of these things, Tsukogami. All these really are is a section of yokai creatures that are common household, that are basic items that have sprung to life. Ta-da! Because they've been used for, I think it's like, if you use them for a century, then they come to life. Don't know how I'm going to worry about this one, and we're going... do I want to add? You know, no, I'm not going to add it. Don't think I really need to worry about that one too badly. Yeah, that should be fine. Not great, but it should be one. Gone Girl feels like the author read it. No, like it's based completely off of Japanese mythology. The entirety of the Zipangu region of Monster Girl Encyclopedia is Japan and China merged into one, and I want to fuck it. That's literally all it is. So, actually, no, we gotta worry about diversification. So, diversification, the artificial creation. The artificial creations are nearly impossible to fully categorize and organize their abilities. They usually don't have any, they just say they do. Let's see. To offset this, an artificial character may choose to actually, an artificial character has a unique personal skill, which we already know. We already established what personal skills do. A personal skill allows you to roll d10s instead of d6s for your skill check. It's a unique personal skill for you. That's just right off the bat. It's a free skill. Unique personal skill, or a, how do I want to word it? A narrative ability. Narrative abilities allow the character to perform actions and abilities that a regular human would not be able to. over time, character, a artificial character may take diversity. I'm not gonna write that in because I don't know how I want to work. Don't know how I want to do leveling up yet. But that's how I'm gonna handle diversification. You either get a free skill, which again, we already established what free skills are up here. We already know what they are. We know what it does up here. Or you get a special ability that is unique to the character. I am playing an automaton. I can make my arm into a weapon. Cool. That is your special ability. That is your narrative ability that you can turn your weapon into. You can turn your arm into a sword, or you can turn your arm into a weapon, into a hand crossbow or something. You're allowed to do that. Normal human being cannot do this. However, you are allowed to. I am a living doll. Therefore, I have the skill of... I have domestic. Or something. Yeah, I have a free person. I have a free skill that may not be useful. That's literally how I have to do for that. And I don't think you quite understand. There are so many cases of this. An automaton Monster Girl makes me laugh because I imagine a Gundam with an auto. Hey, all I'm saying is I have seen it before. So, perhaps one of the most diverse taking qualities from non-corrupted let's see. Beast women come in all shapes and sizes, often taking qualities of quote natural versions. Often taking qualities of their... Okay, we gotta rewrite this entire section. So, come in all shapes and sizes, taking qualities. Come in all shapes and sizes, often reflecting different natural animals in their same habitat. Beast women will do. Beast women are the most territorial of the tribes as well, often engaging in feuds with other tribes that have lasted years. So we do this. It lasted centuries. Animalistic drive. So change the nature of diversification. So we've already kind of changed the nature of diversification. Who's pinging me? It's you. Okay, nope, drop the stat. Okay, now this is going to be one of those situations where I think we're going to change some things. We're going to add a new one in. Because at the end of the day, we will go to a beast woman. What's a beast woman? Give me a beast woman. That's all I'm looking. God, there's so many. Why are there so many? There we go. Raiju. Don't scroll down. Okay, no, good, no porn. Good job, everybody, because these are technically all of the various monsters we have to worry about, such as a grizzly bear. Look, it's a literal grizzly bear. Bicorns. We don't talk about bicorns. No. Kobolds. That's a child. Can we click on this one? That's a panda. Now, if you don't know, everybody, here's a secret. Wakfu got their panda porn from Monster Girl Encyclopedia. This is a known fact of life. Were-rabbit. Yeah, don't stick your dick in that, kids. Were-sheep. This is one of the most safe ones. Wendigo. This is just a fucking Wendigo. I'm getting mauled by a Wendigo. Please send help. Okay, so I have a few ways of approaching this. Okay, guess what time it is? It's gonna be time for... Gonna mute everything there. I like your merchant station, don't like you that much. Kinda driving me bonkers. Alright. My drill will be the drill that pegs the senpai. Row, fight the power. Okay. I keep clicking on Cobalt every time, and I know what's gonna happen. There's Jinkos. Because then you have this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Every time. I'm gonna click on you. You good? Okay, you're alright. Not good. I don't think you quite understand how much a fucking centaur fucks my day up. This makes things infinitely more confusing. Okay, here's the plan. Here's the plan. We're going to have to break it down to subspecies. We're going to breaking them down. Okay. Here's the plan. We're going to break them down. What do we have to break them down into? This is the important part. So, if we break it down into the Taric line, I guess we can actually break it down into the Centaur line, because there aren't anything else with 4 legs. The Centaurs are the only one who do that. So let's... Centaurs are the only one that we got to worry about in that regard. Then we have the mice, but that don't really matter. Nekomata, I'm going to click on you. You're going to be pornography, aren't you? Okay, there we go. Okay. That's fine. Okay, we use Centaur. We're gonna do family A. So if we're breaking it down to there, we'll do what we can do is technically we can call true beastmen. Were-beastmen. Were-beasts? Because like this would be technically... God, I hate clicking on this. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why am I here? Because technically orcs are, but orcs go in their own category of orcoids. No. Okay, we use this. We use this as an example. We're using this as an idea. This is what we're basing it off of. Gotta keep things simple. Keep things simple, keep things right. So if we do it like this, we'll break them down to the 3 separate groups. Centaurs have the difficulty of having the fact that they're 4 legs, but they're going to be a little bit hardier. A centaur woman is going to be able to beat the shit out of you. She's going to be very strong for what she is. She's going to be very fast for what she is. Like, yeah, she's moving twice as fucking fast in just about any situation. She's going to be moving faster. Are there crab and monster girls? Let me bring it up. Yes, cancers. Can I click on this? You can see it in the corner there already. Yeah, that's not great, but we can work with it. Yeah. If you want to do the final evolution of the ideal waifu. Technically, what would be illegal? I mean, I guess we can look up lobster monster girl. I mean, that has to be a thing. Lobster monster girl. Monster girl. Yeah, I mean, take your pick there, my man. Oh Jesus, that reminds me. I'm gonna have to put that in, aren't I? Why did you say that? Why did you say that, son of a... I'm gonna have to put that in now. Where am I gonna put that? Where am I gonna put that? What do you... Crustaceans. I'm gonna have to break it down to a fucking crustacean. That's a penis. Yeah, okay. We're gonna... Okay. No, Pat, I want to play a lobster girl. What's the answer? What answer do we give them? We give them... Anon, I want to play that. We tell them the fuck off is what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. We tell them the fuck off. Or we just choose to make them into a true beastman. They're not a werebeast, they are true beastmen, with probably the additions at the back to make everyone either undead or not. Okay, that's what we can do. Okay, no, that's the answer. That's the answer, everybody, and that's what we're sticking with. We will do true beasts. True beastmen. True beast women, I should say. This is where things get a little bit complicated because we have to, like, none of the were creatures can be in there. Technically, none of these work. So what are you? You're gonna be something horrible. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty! Kikamora, yeah, okay, I can. Okay, Kikis. We all like Kikis. Kikimora. Don't be porn. Don't be porn. Okay, that's a. Why is there? You are weasels. Okay. Weasels. Satyrs. Okay, we'll use satyr. And what would be another good one? Jinko. I guess what we'll do is like a kobold. There we go. Kobold, etc. Kobolds, etc. This is true beastman. Kimona, satyr, kobold, etc. Oh yeah. Perhaps one of the most diverse sets of beast women come in all shapes and sizes, often reflecting the natural different animals. Beast women are the most territorial of the tribes, often engage in this. They have animalistic drives. From deep inside, beast women traps on the primal instincts. Okay, so first things we gotta do, we gotta hit this one. We're gonna have to reorganize this entire fucking thing, by the way, which is gonna drive me insane. But we'll do like animalistic drive. Deep inside every beast woman has a primal instinctual urge to leap head first at a problem. They gain a D8 benefit die. And when they take on a problem directly without assistance from another monster. Actually, they gain a D8 benefit die when they. Again, it's not supposed to be. Actually, they get a D8 benefit die when they. Let's see, seize the initiative. Let's see. When they seize the initiative, or act first in a confrontation, for the first round, and for the first round of a confrontation. So with this, the goal is, as a true beast woman, you want to leap at a problem immediately. Oh no, there's a door blocking the, what do we do? I'm gonna shoulder bash and just hit it open right away. That's what, it's just this automatic drive. You don't think, just do. That's what, nothing else. It is to, shoulder bash the thing immediately. Alternatively, there's a threat, it wants to kill us, run away. Just the immediate back and forth. It's either go for the throat or bolt. That's kind of the idea. It's like the less thought you put into something, the better you are. You don't want to think when it comes to these. We'll give them another one. We'll call it blood ties. Blood is important to beast women. Blood is important to beast women. If another character is part of the same tribe or family, the two will gain an additional effect. We'll have a D6 benefit die to assisting one another, to conversing with one another, or an extra affection with them. So the immediate idea is that you have blood ties. I am a kobold, you are a hellhound. We like each other by virtue because we're in the same broad class. We are both dog-like creatures. Therefore, I like you, you like me. We'll work together. It's not the best. It doesn't mean that we have to do this, but we're better off with talking, with actually dealing with one another. Or actually, an extra affection with player characters. I like you, you like me, we're working together because we're in the same class. I am a dog girl, she is a cat girl. I want to rip her throat out. I do not like her. We do not get along very well. There's an immediate tension between us. We do not share blood. It's hard for us to get along a little bit. That's how we're working with it. Cool gamers, cool. So we do. The beast women are the beast women. A beast woman, a true beast woman. Character has a unique personal skill, narrative ability, Okay. Should work. We need to... Oh god, Alps. Okay, so here we're gonna do this. Centaur. So Centaur family. Centaur, we need to do with, we'll do Centaur. Actually, what we can do, we can break it down to plain Centaur. What the fuck are they called? Unicorn. White horns, I guess. White horns, etc. With 4, built with the lower half of an equine. What do you call a moose? Taric? If I say Taric, what does that mean? What would you call something with 4 legs and like a hooved animal? Hooved animal. It's not quite it. Like animals like horses. Equids. So there'd be equids. I guess we Chordata? That all that means, it means that you have a fucking odd-toed ungulates. Oh wow, odd-toed ungulates. Wowzers, everybody. Fucking, you want to play a tap here? That's cool too. Where the fuck does a moose come in though? Like moose. Tell me more about moose. So true deer are different from, oh, so they're even-toed though. They split off way further up. Son of a bitch. Because like this is based off of moose, the reindeer technically. They're even-toed. Well, a horse would be an equine, which would be an odd-toed. Just call it kosher. If it choose call it kosher. Okay. Built with the lower, built with powerfully, actually, no. Powerfully built monsters with a strong body and 4 legs. The centaur. What's the memetics behind the centaur family? Kentaros, and for the Thessalonian tribe of expert horsemen. Because, like, if you go to the family type centaur, they are technically in there. Yeah, they are technically in there. So we'll fuck it. We're just gonna roll with it. Probably a bit monster with strong body and 4 legs. The centaur embodies the equine grace and strength necessary to survive in harsh conditions. Centaur adapted actually these monsters they adapted particularly well to human relations during the war, many becoming part of night corps, or actually nightly companies, or finding steady employment. There we go. It's pretty much like, yeah, you're a fucking centaur. What do you goddamn want? Yeah, you. Which is like, yeah, you're a goddamn centaur. What do you expect? So, Taric body. So, first things first, Taric body. That's one thing we got to think about right now. So, Taric body. Centaur bodies are strong. Actually, there's something I would like to refer to as true autism that can occur here. And I do mean fucking true autism. Do I engage in true autism? Let's ping the boys. Here, do I engage in true centaur autism? Do I engage in true centaur autism? There we go. We'll leave it up to the boys. Praise be to the outer consortium. Because what I could do, here's the thing, what I could do with centaurs, is that we could give them something akin to the artificial, in which they have to choose one type of body composition, and which we can do, technically it would be thoroughbred. It'd be a thoroughbred? How do you spell it? Thoroughbred. Thoroughbred. If I wanted to be very specific about things, we could do thoroughbred horse, and pretty much, you know, big speed, low strength. Big speed, low strength, or it would be pretty much like endurance bred, which would be high strength, lower speed. Alternatively, we could do wild bred, which would be kind of like mid for both. All right, news is in. I got a yes. Cool. So we're going to engage in centaur-based autism. Have fun, everybody. So we get rid of this. We don't need you right now. Do we really need diversification either? I don't believe we need diversification with centaurs. I do not believe we do. So target body, deep in the Taric body. A Taric body is a blessing and a curse. On one hand, these powerfully built bodies able to withstand enormous punishment and push the enormous punishment, endure far longer than a human, and also have a higher speed. However, a centaur will have 3 disadvantage. Actually, it would be 3 drawback die whenever they need to be precise with their footwork. Precise with their footwork or sneaking. You don't fucking sneak as a centaur. You are a gigantic fucking centaur. You aren't going to climb anything. That's one of the big things. You're not climbing anything. You're climbing hills. You're not climbing a tree. There is no such thing as a centaur assassin. That's not a thing that occurs. Yeah, 3 drawback dice. A centaur character chooses one breed to be the basis of their character. So our basic breeds are thoroughbreds, endurance breds, and then wild bred. Because what would you just call like a standard workhorse? What's the proper term? Thoroughbred is horse racing. Equine, horse breeds. The horse breeds of the British Isles. Nope, I need sport horse, feral horse, draft bred, which is a terrible term for it'd be draft bred. Sport horse, stock horse, warm blood. There, draft bred, thoroughbred. Okay, so thoroughbreds. Blows big speed and high. Actually, we will do 5 times speed of a human. Pretty much, you're going to be moving faster. If you go top speed, you are going to go fucking fast. Actually, no, we will do +5 endurance, +4 injury, +5 endurance, +4 injury, and 5 times speed of a human. Which leads us to the draft bred, which is going to be +10 endurance, +8 injury, and 3 times speed of a human. And then wild bred, which is it'd be +8 endurance, +6 injury, and 4 times speed of a human, which we'll put a side note in there. Average walking speed per hour, average horse trot speed. Okay. If a human can walk about 4 miles per hour, a centaur, a thoroughbred, if I can fucking spell, be thoroughbred, can trot at about then we can trot about 8 miles. So 8 miles. Can trot about 8 miles. 8 miles per hour. At full speed, they will easily. They will be running about 5 times the speed. 5 times the speed of a fucking person, of a human. This is kind of just like base idea. I need something else for that. I need something a little bit more. How do I represent that? Ask yourself this, Notepad. What do you do to represent speed? We don't want to bring out like, well, you're this much faster. Like, you're going to be walking this much. Don't want that. We want keep things a little bit simpler. We want to keep things a little bit easier to understand. Roll it back. You can move. We say 3 and... Okay. How do we represent that? Speed. Actually, we'll do 3d8 advantage, 3d8 benefit die for speed, for raw speed checks, which we would do only 1d8 benefit die for raw speed checks. And then we'll be doing 2d8. 2d8 benefit die for raw speed checks. In which we then, if we then do a quote raw speed check, raw speed check would be for things such as chases, but in general, a thoroughbred horse, a thoroughbred centaur is moving about 5 times the speed of a regular person, of a regular human. Draft bred at about 3 times, and wild at about 4 times. Centaurs are fast. That's kind of like one of your big advantages. It's just like, if you're just going quickly, you have a lot more endurance, you have a lot more injury, but the problem is you're doing this. Okay, that's a little bit of autism. Not looking that much autism. Ever heard back? No, I never did, unfortunately. He never did get back to me. Very sad. But c'est la vie. Let's see, draft bred, wild bred. What else am I looking for? How do I guess we could just do it like a single gimmick. Like, that's your entire thing. It's just like, as a centaur, you have a lot of fucking advantages. With the singular drawback being that, like, you're a centaur. You have to deal with the fact that you are a fucking 4-legged creature that's built like a brick shithouse. Actually, what we can do here, though, we'll do Centaur Grace. We'll add this as a secondary thing. Centaur will have 3 drawback dice. Put to work or sneaky. Centaur character higher speed. They will Centaur characters will choose one breed. So if you want to do that, that's what we can work with. Then we put an image right there, and that should work. So if we want to say, yeah, okay, they're pretty tough if they want to be. Yeah. Do I give them diversification, though? Do I give them diversification? Part of me says, no, don't give them diversification. Don't give them diversification because they don't need diversification, because there isn't actually that much. They're not. What are you going to add? Oh, I'm a more fucking centaur than you. No, I don't need that. Is there anything else that I'm like, maybe? Not really. That's the thing, like, not really. I don't need... Because the ones without much usually have... You know what? I could probably give them... No. I don't know what else to add there. There is an answer here, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. And that does remind me, I need to do this. We do this, and then we have to do werebeast. Werebeast, werewolf, werewolf, werecat, werehair. There you go. Werehair, werehair, where, and Waluigi. Okay, so we want to do the werebeast. So, werebeasts are humans who have been infected, enchanted, or accidentally born with the let's see, have been infected, enchanted, or accidentally born with the ability to shift their form into a were creature. These were creatures often resemble. Let's see. These were creatures often resemble beast women, but lacking certain features, or having more extreme features. Some go mad from their instincts, and others find themselves embracing the road to curtail their powers. So the unfortunate thing with werebeasts is that, oh no, you turn into things. You're a were creature. You don't have animalistic drive. However, what we're going to do is we're going to replace that with shifting. A werebeast has the ability to shift into a human or werebeast form. Werebeasts are most comfortable in their werebeast form, however, and require concentration to maintain their human facade. And then we're going to have actually, you know what, I'll keep animalistic drive here. Where creatures do primal instinct. Except they don't have blood ties. They don't feel blood ties to anything. The unfortunate issue is, this is a little bit of a cop-out. However, there's a distinct difference, is that the beast women don't have shifting. They have blood ties, however. It's a lot easier for them to form very natural relationships. It's a lot harder. It's the idea that you are constantly shifting back and forth between this human side of you and this werebeast side of you. That's very hard to control, and you sometimes don't quite know how to do that very well. A werebeast is someone who belongs to no tribe. They don't the beast women don't like dealing with you because you're not quite part of a true tribe, but you're also not not like that, and people are a little bit weirded out when their friend turns into a fucking werewolf. A little bit weird, and we don't do that. So, there we go. We slap that right there. Shifting. Awesome. Perfect. Cool. We've done all of these. All right. Then we diversification. Let's see. True. I'll set this a were creature character. The were creatures. Yeah, this is. You're going to have to make a pitch for this. This is like one of the. This is a. I'm going to have to put a note at the very end, being like, "Hey, yeah, this is a Band-Aid thing because we need that." Demonic. We don't need this. This is choose one monstrous feature. So demonic. The demon tribe. The demon. Actually, the demon clans are some of the most well-known. Some of the most well-known groups of monsters and well-known groups of monsters to mankind. Often they are portrayed in a negative light due to their particular needs and quote devilish outlook. The demon clans are also one of the most open with accepting new people into their very small families, leading to many different kinds of demon clans sprinkled throughout the world. Yeah. So, choose one monstrous feature. Demon hierarchy. Demons certain level of respect over the lesser species due to the current demon lord. Demon hierarchy. We're instead going to be changing this to the demon. Demons have traditionally, actually the demon clans have traditionally held a place of respect among monsters. They gain a D6 benefit die. When interacting with monstrous races. There we go. Monstrous races. Flight. Let's see. Flying demons are powerful wing. Let them move freely in the air. Magic demonic energy. Find control of the various aspects of the misunderstood demonic magic that infects most monsters. What I'm gonna do is we're going to put personal skill. That magic demonic energy. Various aspects. Let's see. The demon has a fine control over various aspects of demonic magic. A powerful but fickle magic about binding contracts and mental. What would be a good one? Mental control. So, Mind Break, Hentai Doujin. Depleted is all hell. They add an extra success during social combat rolls. I'm going to put a comment here is come back to me when social combat is done. Sex symbol. Supernatural power over men. They roll +2. Supernatural power over men. Over humans. They roll plus not +2 die. They add +1d. They add 1d10 benefit. A 1d10 benefit die to social interactions with humans. Everyone wants to bone a demon. Spirit energy detection. It's about 600 to detect spirit energy in the air. They add 2d8. They add 2d6 benefit die. When trying to discover sources of spiritual energy or magic in an area. Transform. Press the shift and morph their shape the pleasing form. When they change shape, they can't manage drastic changes. So, even as the impressive ability to morph and change their shape, pleasing form, change state that you can't manage drastic changes. This lasts for about 2 minutes. There we go. This lasts for about 5 minutes. So you can make, actually we can do this lasts for a scene. You can transform yourself into something. You can't do a drastic change. You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna appear very human. I'm gonna hide all my features that I look human." Okay, that's not too drastic. If you want to say, "I want to change myself to make myself look like a fucking cat," then that's not gonna happen. And sloth things. Dragons. Actually, demon clan. We'll do demon clan. Demon clan sigil. Every demon has a sigil. Every demon has a sigil somewhere on their body. Somewhere on their body as a birthmark. These signal of what clan demon belongs to. Demon belongs to. Clan members can instinctually detect one another when they are within the same area. There we go. So it's kind of along the idea being like this signify. I can tell what clan you are, you can tell what clan I am. So it's like when two demons kind of come across each other, they're like, "Oh," and like, "Okay, I know who you are." Being like, "I know that sigil. Like, I know that." And like, it's very hard to hide who you are. And it's just a birthmark. That's really all it is. If you want to do that kind of if you want to do that kind of sigil, then go for it. That's literally what this is for. However, if you just want to make it like, "Hey, I have a star on my back," then yeah, you can do that too. I won't stop you, and I'm not saying you can say anything in particular. That's fine. Dragons. Okay. How many times have you rewritten this? Fully, and I mean like just full-on rewrites of everything, I would say about twice. This would be number 3. The first time was when I first initially penned everything down. There was the first major revision, then there was the second major revision. Then we have the current state. Classic is actually 2 renditions in. This is the full version of me taking out every instance of talking about Monster Girl Encyclopedia. That's kind of the goal with this. And trust me, we're not going to finish everything tonight. I can tell you that much right fucking now. I got stuck up way too much on centaurs. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. But this is fine. This is fine. Let's see. Proud Haughty, Dragon of the World, maintain regal authority. Dragons. The classical dragons are dead. Classical dragons are dead. They were some of the first major casualty. They were the major casualties. Actually, no. We'll do something else here. Actually, Proud and Haughty. The modern dragon is in fact technically half dragon. Technically half dragons. After the departure of the true dragons, are technically half dragons. As their ancestors, the true dragons were either slain during the War of the Dark Lord. Actually, slain during the war. Or secluded themselves far away to protect various artifacts. The current holders of draconic power. Can muster small aspects of their ancestors. They still design. Many are still incredibly powerful. In their own right. There we go. We don't need to. Cold-blooded. The dragons find it difficult to fully possess a relationship with another individual. They start with one less affection. They start with one less total affection. Actually, no. They require two affection. To reach affection level 5 plus. Actually, we'll say affection level 5 plus. Pretty much the idea with dragons that they have to worry about, instead of saying, okay, here's an affection, you get an affection, you get an affection, they find it very difficult to actually get close to people. Actually, what I should say is, where did I put the note on that? I think I have a better way of doing that. Okay. They can only become close, bonded, and affectionate with one person. They do not like having more than one relationship with one. Close bonded. They can only become bonded and affectionate with one person. So the hero, if that's the game you're playing. Yeah, so the entire idea behind that is that they find it very difficult to actually forge relationships. Also, do you give default measure of time because time equal to their bod? That was like That was one of those issues of back in the day where things got a little bit complicated. I wrote this initially back in like 2019 when I was stupid. And majority of the time when it says like time and stuff, you know, time equal to bod, that's number of rounds in combat. That is literally what it kind of meant. I didn't write that because this was a game for combat. So we're rewriting all of this, by the way. Here's what I could do, actually. I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give them, if they want to get flight, they have to kind of like choose they want to have flight. It's like, this is something you kind of got to fight for. Let's see. Cold-blooded, so transformation. Demonic. Let's see. Draconic Corrupted can transform actively back to the pre-demon Lord Torch, time equal to their bod score. In this transformation, the Draconic Reptilian there we go. We'll do Draconic. We'll do Draconic Blood. The Dargan, the dragons are able to channel their innate draconic blood for a small moment, allowing them to add 3d12 benefit die to any one check of their choice. Check of their choice. However, this reduces their endurance to 0. This reduces their current endurance to 0. So the entire idea behind Draconic Blood is that you get to add something. You get to add a major boon. 3d12 is quite a bit. You know, that's a big deal. You get to add quite a bit to it. That's relatively valuable depending on how much endurance you end up actually having. However, you're kind of tanking your endurance for the day because you're just expending a lot of energy. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna push myself, but I'm also kind of bringing myself down a little bit. Actually, what I should say, okay, now I know how to do this. You can't transform back into your original draconic form. However, you can just channel your dragon blood and go. And I do quote gamer mode. Find manipulation checks incredibly difficult, if not impossible, depending on the situation. I am not going to do Dragon Girls. Dragon Girls. That's definitely not it. Dragon Monster Girls. She has arms. Okay, let's do a little bit of research, shall we? She has arms. Yeah, so she clearly does have arms. She's a fucking Lamia. That makes my life complicated. She has arms. She has arms. She has arms. She clearly has arms. Arms. Well, the wyvern is when things get a little bit complicated. Because if we go over here, the wyvern. Yeah. Wyverns is when things get a little bit complicated. Oh, can't show that on stream. Because their arms are their wings. That's where things get complicated. Their arms are their wings. They're like harpies, technically. Do we want to do that naturally, or do we want to... I'm going to make an executive decision. No wyverns. Or do we say... manakit? The hell's a manakit? Okay, let's break it down. One hand, dragons. I want to play a wyvern girl. How do I play a wyvern girl? We just say you have wings naturally, or no? Or do you want to put them together, or do we just make a call and say you don't get that? Get one or the other. Because if we want to keep like the wyvern as the default, we have to do this. We have to give them flight off the bat to give them the wings off the bat. If we want the dragon to be default, we do this. We make flight optional. We drop wings though. So this is all you would have with the ability to say, do you want to get flight or do you not want to get flight? That's where things get a little bit complicated. Fire Emblem Dragon Girl. That is a child. So just wings on the back kind of thing. I mean, yeah, we could do wings on the back. Kind of just say fuck it to the wyvern. Yeah, alright. We're just gonna say screw it to the... Screw wyverns. No one needs it. No one needs wyverns. They're dumb anyway. So that means we drop wings. However, dragon control 5 moves in the air as well as fly, due to their powerful wings on their back. Due to the powerful wings on their back. However, we're going to put a footnote here of why can't I fly naturally? Why can't I fly naturally? Most wing. Why can't I fly naturally? Comma. Wings are vested. Unless your wings are vestigial from your ancestors. Yeah, there we go. I think that'll work. Yeah, it's with the idea thing, like the big thing about this is what I want to get across is that when you level up, you can select more monsters features. That's kind of one of the balancing factors behind things, is not only are you a dragon who can fly, it's you have your wings, you're learning to use your wings finally if you can't use it right away, or hey, like you are able to do these things simply due to a variety of factors. Like you can get all of these if you eventually, however, so beam of elemental energy that will you have elemental energy that will deal you'll deal actually equal to their soul plus equal to their soul. So if they have really high soul, they can burn, they can fucking burn or melt or do whatever. So they're going to have like 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 is actually quite a bit here. Beam of energy will do damage equal to their soul. So flight, final control, intense presence, and overbearing nature allows them to reduce a target's willpower, which we need to come back when social combat is in. Actually, no. Intense presence. Dragon's intense and overbearing nature allows them to gain a plus 2 gain 2d8 actually gain a 1d8 benefit die, a d8 benefit die when intimidating, or actually when conversing with others. Conversing with others who are neutral or friendly. Yeah, conversing with So it's kind of the idea of being like, with an intense presence, it's just like, you are just really over fucking bearing. People are terrified of you. Being like, I'm conversing with people, by virtue of that I have a D8 benefit die to convince the shopkeeper to give us a bonus or something. That's kind of the idea. But the problem is it's a little bit, it's like, you are really intense. Your ruthless practicality once. Ruthless practicality. The dragon may control. The dragon's draconic blood. Now reduces their endurance by half, but they can only use it daily. You can still only really use it daily, use it between rests. So it's kind of along the idea of being like, when you would normally get back all of your, thing, it's like you're being able to channel it a little bit more efficiently. You're a little bit more draconic, you're a little bit scarier, and people are going to kind of understand that a little bit. So instead of just reducing your endurance to 0, your endurance is now half of what it is, which could still be pretty bad. That's still a lot of endurance you're potentially losing. Warm-hearted, the dragon's cold-blooded monsters feature. The dragon's cold-blooded monsters feature now allows up to 3 people to have bonded and affectionate with. There we go. Up to 2 people. You can warm up to more. Let's see, off topic, but would you mind giving your opinion on the system in question? 3d6 rollover system in giving extra damage for every point you roll over a DC, a good idea or bullshit? Depends on what the DC ends up being, as well as what the modifiers are going to be looking at. Because if the DC is something like 10, then convincingly you're going to get a +1, +2. Pretty on average. That's just going to how the math is going to add up. If the DC is like 2, then the numbers are going to start rapidly increasing beyond reason, unless the bonuses start also kicking in that regard. Because if the bonuses start kicking in that regard, then you're going to end up in situations where the numbers start bloating out, and you have to account for the extra damage being no longer extra damage but guaranteed damage. So that is an unfun math question. Have fun with that. That is a very unfun math question that's going to probably end up with someone losing their mind. So, elemental affinity based on degree of power, ability, reflecting innate properties. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Wait, why are you that way? Shouldn't you be heading 3? Ah! Oh no. Okay, you need complete rewrite. Complete rewrite. I'm not even going to attempt doing this because all of this is here and I just need to rewrite the entire thing. For the diversification should be easy enough to do. It's just doing it. Yeah, we're going to need a size system, aren't we? Okay. So, flight. Finally control their movement as well as fly. So, arguably one of the uncorrupted races. Don't need to worry about that. So, fairies are small creatures inhabiting woodland inhabiting just about anywhere in the world. Let's see. Small creatures inhabiting just about anywhere in the world. They are small creatures inhabiting just about anywhere in the world. They are active anywhere in the world. While not physically imposing, they do provide a wellspring of magical energy, as well as guiding some to the fairy kingdom. The fairy kingdom in a minor pocket, guide some to the fairy kingdoms deep in mystical places. Let's see. They do provide a wellspring of magical energy, as well as guiding some of the fairy kingdoms deep in the mystical places. During the war, many fairies left the world behind, but others chose to emigrate to safer pastures, or to humans, or to settlements of monster or human. There we go. So fairies are very around. Now, fairies in MGE are actually very fascinating because they are technically uncorrupted. However, you can't say that they're uncorrupted because they're going to probably die. So finally control their movement. Tiny, average palm of a hand. First, most things are not built to scale. Not using normal people. So fairy characters have -5 -10 endurance and -5 injury. But -10 and -5 injury, but do not need to here's what we can do, but do not need to spend endurance to use magical energy. Does not actually no. Does 5 energy. Fairy requires a reference. Fairy characters cannot be traditionally targeted in a confrontation unless a character is actively seeking to harm them, making a grace check instead of so it's kind of along the idea of, like, as a fairy, I can't say I'm just going to hit the fairy with my sword. That's not how that works. You physically cannot just traditionally target them. It's a dedicated action is required. Which is a dedicated action is required to target a fairy with we'll say 5 drawback die. Fairy characters cannot injure other larger characters with physical attacks. That ain't happening. You're not injuring someone with a fucking physical attacks. Instead of a side system, just a trait that lets you walk through keyholes or something similar. That's what I'm thinking. Like, the fact that you are tiny is by itself. Like, you can fit into the palm of a hand. And that's the size of most fairies, is that they fit in about the top palm of your hand. You have that as the narrative ability to do such. You are so fucking tiny, you can do things like that. That's an advantage. The problem being is you can't really use a knife because knives aren't built for you. You have to use a fairy knife, but fairy knives aren't going to do anything except to other fairies. And you have a lot less endurance and a lot less injury. You know, you can't injure other larger characters with physical attacks at all. And you can traditionally be caught in that being to actively target you for an attack, it has to be a dedicated action and you need to target the fairy for a pretty big drawback. Like it's a lot more of a process to do such. Well, I'll actually come back when combat is sorted. That's what I'll do. Actually, what we do is, mystically attuned. The fairy does not need to expend endurance to successfully use magic abilities. To use magic. That's one of their biggest advantages right here. Everyone else is going to have to spend endurance to do it. You don't. At the cost being, you have a lot less endurance, and you are a lot more at risk for things. But again, you have that advantage, though. It's just like you are mystically attuned. You don't need to worry about it anymore. However, goblinoids, numerous as they are promiscuous, goblinoids are smaller and far weaker because of the British orc. Numerous as they are greedy, the goblinoids are the smaller and weaker, are the smaller cousins of the brutish orc, often following them or forming their own small villages to seek coexistence with their neighbors. During peacetime. During the peace, goblin hordes have frequently left their own villages in pursuit. During peacetime, goblin hordes have come to cities to work and live, leading to a unique demographic shift. Cities to live and work. A variation Actually, coexistence with their neighbors. No, we'll drop that. Variations of goblins can be found just about anywhere. Anywhere, adapting to various parts of the local ecosystem, some as beneficial to them. There we go. See, if I wanted to be really cool, what I do is I use my usual goblins. They don't have short stack. They don't actually. They did not get that. I deliberately went out of my way. One thing is, for the longest time, I've used a particular kind of goblin in my various fantasy writings, and that being, I've used it to fuck with my players more than once because they always expect goblins to be a certain way. They never expect mine. My goblins are very simple. Goblins form communities. They like communities. And what'll happen is if you get a group of goblins together for long enough, they will pretty much create a hob. The hobgoblin is the strongest goblin. He is the smartest, strongest, and stupidest. He is the one that is kind of rallies everyone together. As the horde grows more and more and more, goblins will just quickly adapt to the situation, creating different goblins of what's needed. That's where my orcs come from. Orcs are just gigantic, scary goblins. They're stupid as fuck, but they just come from goblins. If you ever want to control a goblin horde, you cut them down to size, or you kill the hob. And that's how I always did my goblins. That's why it's like, oh no, this is a massive goblin horde. The issue isn't necessarily if there's a lot of goblins, the issue is that there's a lot of goblins, and they now have wizards among them. They now have a lot of trolls. They have a lot of things among them that they're just naturally now creating. I'm not going to do that with these ones, obviously, because that's silly. You know what? Just for you. No, come on. Goblins. The goblin. The goblin. 3 to 4 feet tall. And there. Some of the small benefits. If their size ever becomes a factor, they will gain a 1d10 benefit die to reflect it. However, being this height, they also incur drawback dice. Benefit die to reflect it. So the idea being that you are 3 to 4 feet tall. You aren't very big. And because you're smaller, you have the advantage of like, hey, I'm trying to hide behind a bunch of boxes so people don't see me. Yeah, here's a benefit die. Or like, but if you're also like, hey, I want to reach something, you're like, no, you aren't. You are 2 feet shorter than it. You're going to need someone to help you or something like that. Let's see. The goblin gets hyped up longer. They're not indulging in their instincts. They roll +1 combat actions. No, we want blood boil. So we'll do. Let's see. They get a D8 benefit die at the start of a confrontation. Commerce. Shift trade and negotiation set price. So actually, what we need to do is personal skill. Commerce. Goblin is valuable tool for empowers villages. Freak strength. Actually, may spend 5 endurance, add 2d10 benefit die to any strength-related check of their choice. 5 endurance. That's a quarter of your. That's a quarter of your endurance for 2d10 benefit die. That's fine. Mercantile predisposition as the goblin gains a 1d8 benefit die when dealing with merchants or traders. Actually, give me 1 second. Where's broad? So they get a lot here. Overwhelming numbers. The goblin adds an additional d6 benefit die when two or more allies are assisting with a check. So the fact that you have multiple people throwing problems at it, they get a bonus because they're just used to that. They like when people help. There we go. That's how we're doing that. Sentient potatoes. I love it. I'm going to have to use that one day. The bane of every shoulder and shield worry and constant worry of the mortars or archers. Nope. We got to drop this. Harpies. Taking to the skies. Harpies were a dangerous force to be reckoned with. In secluded woods and in mountain passes. During the war, they proved to be fundamental for transporting information. Many harpies still find work. in human settlements. Many harpies still find work in human settlements, or as couriers for various tribes. Let's see. Harpies subspecies are numerous, carving a niche for themselves and their preferred habitat. There we go. They don't get any attribute bonuses, so they get flight. Actually, what I'm going to say is advancement. Finally control the movements in the wear as well as fly. There we go. The fact that harpies are so forced to be in the air compared to everybody else, they get like a 1d10 benefit die whenever they're performing like an aerial maneuver or an ability. Oh no, I want to, fly through a very tight corridor. You're gonna get a 1d10 for it. Someone else may be able to do that. A fairy is gonna be able to do that. The issue is a fairy doesn't have that fine manipulation. Actually, I can probably. You know what? I'm going to give fairies advanced flight. The fairies again. Because they get so many little penalties. It's okay if they get a little bit of advanced little bit of advanced flight techniques compared to like dragons or something. Advanced flight, wings, fine manipulation check. All fine manipulative, non-pol, depending on the situation. All checks involving fine manipulation. Fine manipulation have two drawback die added to the pool, added to the dice pool. Again, because drawback die are just 1d4, they're useless. They don't do anything. You don't benefit at all from doing any of these. You just shoot forward with incredible speed. They add +1 to their initiative. There we go, through raw speed checks. Harpy's wisdom as well. They gain a 1d8. They get a 1d8 benefit die for scholarly information. For cryptic wisdom. For wisdom or for learning for discovering new information or learning about new things. There we go. Siren. All those who listen. Mapping all those who listen. Voice is melodic and enrapturing those who listen to them. Okay, 1d8. 1d18, yes, a 1d. Actually, we're going to say 1d8, 1d10 benefit die. Or one performing or singing. There we go. Let's see. Harpy sounds especially sharp and dangerous. They have +1. Rewrite when combat is finished. Personal skill, hunter. Predators. Nope, you're gonna stay right there. Mucho gracias. Okay, that moves us on to, let's see, we got insectoid, low undead. How many do we have left? To give you an idea, we have a lot left. Like, we have quite a bit left. What time is it? It is 1:30. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get 2 more. I'm gonna get all the way to low undead done. That's my plan. So high undead. Okay, so we need to do okay. Undeath is an unfortunately common occurrence during the war with the Dark Lord, often employed by desperate human nations and desperate human forces. Often employed by desperate human forces. The high undead were those given exceptional. Were those exceptional people. Who kept a part of their mind. Kept a part of their mind during their rebirth, allowing them to guide others, to guide other undead, and often death does impact their does impact their personal nature. There we go. Fortunately, occurrence during the war, them to guide. Yeah, so we're employing. Don't worry, everybody. We just need to employ the dead to freely move body parts until if the head is injured, begins to take injuries. I feel no pain. Literally does not feel pain. They don't take any penalty. Literally does not feel pain. Actually, we don't need feel no pain. We have to sub that out for... Actually, this is going to be a really cursed thing. However, they're going to change the rules a little bit, which the idea is... Feel no pain. High undead. The high undead. The high undead reduce their injury by -5, but increase their endurance by 10. As an undead, they feel no pain. Or problems related to their current state of being. They may actively spend their injury as if it was endurance. So the entire idea is that you're kind of subbing out some of your injury in exchange for endurance. And you can also use your injury to pay for things such as, when it comes to things like magic, you can also pay for it for, again, those bonus extra die for Adrenaline Junkie. You can sub out your injury for endurance, but you get a little bit more. With the idea always being to encourage you, push yourself further. You do not feel pain. You do not register it as pain. Detachable, freely moved part. Personal skill. Let's see. Personal skill. Magic. Necromancy. Phylactery. High does phylactery available. If they were to die, they would resurrect with. They would resurrect. Full injuries, but no endurance. However, the phylactery would be destroyed at this time. It can be taken multiple times. Rejuvenation. It only heal their wounds, given time. They restore double amount of injuries when restoring them. Retained skills can remember bits and pieces of form life. They have a personal skill of their choice. This can be taken multiple times. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Mark. Are we Gosling in this? We're always Gosling. This should be known, Dirty. Come on. Everybody is Gosling. No, we are not Gosling. Let's see who's currently leading in the polls. This is very important. Okay, so according to the current vote, we're going to have to be doing, let's see. Yeah, we're going to be doing Japanese games next, as well as meme games. there's a distinct chance we're going to be playing meme games. It might be Ryan Gosling. Made any off-screen progress on the DTRPG jam? No, I spent the entire week, like my media week, sitting down and eating Cheetos. It was great. I didn't look at it. I didn't think about it. Tomorrow, well, today, I guess, I'm going to sit down and just hammer one out. My goal is to, for pretty much every off weekend, to just hammer a game out. It's going to be damn near, you know, speedrun tier, but it's just hammer it out. What type of Cheetos? Spicy Cheetos, of course. What do you think I am, a fucking Philistine? Crunchy, spicy, damn straight. Even though I am a fan of puffy ones. I am a fan of puffy Cheetos. No, don't tell my friend that. Let's see. Insectoid. Let's see. We haven't had to use diversification in a while. Insectoids, most inhuman of monsters stalk the land. Well, monster stalk the... While they may look rather close to standard, while they may look relatively normal, their soul and thinking is still wholly alien and predatory. These insectoids focus on survival and acquisition. They are efficient and driven. Spider wife, you know, all I'm saying is spider wife may eat you. Let's see, alien thinking. Something is always off with insectoid. Never quite seem like they fully understand what others would consider normal. This mimicry of social norms, lack of understanding. This mimicry of social norms and lack of understanding has... has the insectoid gain one drawback die. Actually, we'll do two drawback die when interacting with people. However, I'm going to give them something else, which is going to... blue and orange thinking. The insectoids look at the world through a different lens. Often far more cold and calculating than others. They may gain a... Actually, they may add a 1d10 to any check of 1d10 benefit die to any check of their choice once per day. Actually, they may add a 1d12 benefit die simply due to looking at it from a different angle. There we go. They pretty much get a free 1d12, which is pretty decent. Not great, but I could probably, if I want to be real precise with it, I could probably... Why is that a 1-inch fucking margin? What the fuck am I smoking? Oh, there we go. I want to look at things differently. I could probably give them, like, insectoids. Eeg. Blue cheese, buffalo wings, puffy Cheetos. Oof, those are pretty good. Drunk that spicy Mountain Dew. The spicy Mountain Dew. I've seen it. I want to get it. I want to drink it. It sounds cursed. I need to get it. Like, I am one of those guys who, if there's like this special drink that goes out, I don't even like drinking soda that often. But if there's like a weird drink that comes out, I am the first one to get it. I'm the one who tried the gingerbread Mountain Dew that came out during Christmas. That was cursed. That tasted like liquid gingerbread, and it was awful. But I drank it. It was like... this stuff. You're right here, ginger snap. This was horrifying to drink. My mind did not agree with whatever the fuck was going on there. Oh god, I forgot. I'm gonna have to split that up, aren't I? Okay, we're gonna split you up to low undead. Skeleton, the zombie. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to cut low undead. I'm gonna cut low undead for a very simple reason of I don't believe they work very well for what they were. I am, however, they do have all of these though. They're still going to be able to get a lot of these, and I'm going to be able to give them something a little bit different. Because technically, if we do Zombarino, that's a dragon zombie. We don't there's gonna be porn. There's no porn. Okay, we did it. Because technically there's a lot of zombies. God, there's a lot of zombies. I don't know how can I justify getting rid of them. Well, think about it. Well, a lot of these are high undead. A lot of them are just like fancier high undead. That's porn. This is porn. This is Is the white okay? Yeah, white's not that great, but it works. Jiangxi. We're not gonna look at the hopping ghost. She's hopping on something, and yeah, like zombie's the only one that's a little bit wiggity whack. But we can cut it. Ghouls. Ghoul. Yeah, ghouls are horrifying. Yeah, no, they are straight up like eat raw human flesh. Yeah, no, the see, this is to give you an idea of like what Monster Girl lore at the gist of. These are literally man-eating ghouls that have been completely turned into semen-eating ghouls. That is literally what this is. It's great. This is awful. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What we can do. We can use that as high undead as the idea being like, these are thinking undead. You're not low undead. You're thinking. While zombies, we cut zombies, we replace them with just ghosts. Because this is a ghost. Welcome to ghosts. Then there's also phantoms, because yeah, I guess phantom, we could use phantoms as their own different things, because that's how many ghosts are we working with here? There can't be that many. There's a lot of ghosts, aren't there? God, fuck. Wait, doppelgangers count as ghosts? All right. Yeah, okay, cool, fine, whatever, fuck it, cool. Yeah, we're going with ghosts. which we'll do ghosts. What would be another good one? What would be another good one? What would be another good one we want to do with ghosts? Ghost phantoms. Ghosts, phantoms, and will-o-wisps. Will-o-wisps. Will-o-wisps, etc. There we go. Wraiths. Let's see, are there wraiths in this? There are no wraiths. Are there banshees? There is a banshee, but technically in this game, banshees are considered to be succubi. They're undead succubi. Oh yeah, I forgot. Technically, Hell, the goddess of life and death, is a pro-monster divinity in the MGE world. Like the fallen god in Poseidon, she's been monsterized. Technically, Poseidon is a girl as well. Don't forget that. No, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that part. We're not going to talk about that part at all. So, what we can do is, actually we go up here, as undeath is unfortunately common occurrence during the war with the Dark Lord. Ghosts and the ghosts tended to be weaker souls with actually strong souls with weak bodies, being released out into the world, out in the world as scouts. With the end of the war, many continue to linger around places that are vaguely remembered, that they vaguely remember. There we go. Why are there ghosts around? Because we literally summoned endless quantities of them. We are playing Heroes of Might and Magic. That doesn't follow the D&D type hierarchy at all. Oh, we're going full fade up. Yeah. MGE lore is, let me quote this just so you all remember this. MGE lore is fucking stupid. Just stupid. If you want a demigod monster race, technically that would be fuck, what are they? This isn't gonna help at all, but technically they'd be succubus. She's a succubus. And that's where things get a little bit complicated, because if you want me to be like, the raw thing you have to remember is that literally everything is a succubus in MGE. Every single thing is a succubus. Lilims. If you want like a legitimate demigod fact, like demigod monster girl, Lilims. Because these are the daughters of Super God and her husband. Not just little minor super duper God, like on par with the other super duper God. The Demon Lord's actual children. These are the closest thing to like a demigod monster girl. Simply because they are that insanely powerful. It's stupid. Technically, let me do MGE Druella. Technically, Druella is also Druella is a Lilim. She is, I believe, the most powerful, if the second most powerful, because the Queen of Hearts is also a Lilim. You may be wondering, Notepad, why do you know so much about this fucking MGE lore? And it's because I can't have nice things, and I've gone insane. The ghost is actually an ethereal creature. They may temporarily phase out for a time. Actually, it's actually an ethereal creature. They are freely able to pass through normal objects, barring lead and magical materials. But they also can't pick anything up. Ghosts can only be harmed with magic or magical equipment. But again, the problem being you can't also interact with others. That's kind of the big issue with ghosts. It's like you have a very unique situation, is that you can't do much to interact with them. They can't interact much with you. Actually, so what we can do here is Berserker. We do Poltergeist. The ghost out with a physical swipe. Actually, the ghost temporarily allows themselves to interact with the physical world, but this lasts an entire scene, but costs 10 endurance. It's very taxing on them to do such things. Ethereal, we don't need this. However, we can do Phantasm. The ghost has managed to absorb more power into their body, increasing their endurance by 5. However, they are more visible during most situations. Harm from magical equipment. They gain a 1d8 benefit die. They gain a 1d10 benefit die when they are also partially invisible to the naked eye. You can vaguely make out what a ghost looks like, but not really. More visible during most situations, reducing the benefit die to d8. The naked eye, resulting in a d10 benefit die, d12 benefit die when appropriate. So feel no pain. Literally does not feel pain. No, we don't need that anymore. What's a fun one that I can think of? It reminds you of interspecies reviewers where only succubi can be prostitutes, but everyone is part succubus. It's one of those things where interspecies reviewers does not exist if MGE does not exist. MGE is like the granddaddy of a shit ton of these things. Yeah, if it's one of those things, like if you've managed to find, like, here's some magic gloves like the ghost can wear, it's gonna look ridiculous as they're gonna see like these gloves like floating around. But yeah. Can manipulate their features to be outright terrifying to many people. They gain a 1d10 benefit die when went scaring, intimidating, or what would be, or deceiving others. It's kind of, but here's the thing, like, you can terrify people as a ghost. Like, you can be like, ooh, I'm a scary ghost, and everyone's gonna be like, oh god. Let's see. The ghost lets out a horrific screech that can distract, deafen, or even injure opponents. It will injure opponents. If dealing damage, it will deal soul -1 damage. Not a lot. It does not really do that much damage, but it can be used to laugh and obtain skills. The ghost can, which we're going to actually call focused. Actually, we'll do ectofocus. The ghost can focus her soul down. Let's see. The ghost can focus her soul to render herself almost completely invisible. This requires complete concentration. And she cannot move. She cannot move or act. There we go. This has given her a little bit, hopefully this gives ghosts a little bit more room to maneuver. And now, because she can act a little bit more appropriately, and she can kind of take different things, because you're going to be able to, I think you're going to be slowly getting more of these over the course of the game. You're going to start off maybe with like, oh, I'm going to start with, I want a poltergeist. I want to be able to tank my endurance. However, I can grab things in a scene. I can kind of move things around. Or I want to be really scary and get a bunch of benefit die for being a scary person. But if you don't really have a high soul, then getting horrible laugh isn't really useful to you. That's not really what you're aiming for. You want to get something like, oh, I want to get retained skills. I want to learn, so I want to have more retained skills or things like that. Barring lead or magical materials. Actually, barring lead, salt, and magical materials. There we go. We'll worry about this one later. As well as orcs. Yeah, we'll worry about the rest of these later. I've been streaming for like 3 fucking hours. I'm fucking tired. So, roughly speak, but no pets. It's salty. You don't understand. But yeah, looks like things we've made actually pretty damn good progress, relatively speaking. Pretty good progress. We've got diversification set up. We've got this set up. I need something for Centaur. I don't know what to add for Centaur. Actually, I think I know what I can add. I think I know what I can add. I think I know. I think I got it. Centaur are accustomed. Okay, actually, we're going to do How do I want to word this? I don't know how I want to word this, but like the idea behind autonomous movement, this is the idea I came up with, is you are a centaur. You pretty much have your legs. They can operate as you can be walking, you can be doing anything, and you can twist around, grab things. You're peeling shit. You're moving around. You're quickly being able to do things without having to think about moving. Pick up a book, start walking, read a passage out of it. You're going the list of just the fact of moving, just being able to kind of like trying to think about where you're going and things like that. You're gonna be a little bit distracted. It's not gonna be perfect. Or trying to move while juggling. It's gonna be a little bit complicated. They're so used to it that they don't have to think about it. That's the idea I'm going for with this. That's the idea I see in my head. Don't know about the execution go. Yeah, it's like walk and chew gum at the same time. But think about it a little bit more like anything, mostly because you can what you can do here is, hey, I want to at a dead sprint shoot my bow. That's what that is for. Picture running at full speed and trying to read a book. It ain't gonna happen. They can do that. That's just normal to them. Exactly, like move. That's what I kind of think about it as like moving archers, but then you kind of apply to it in like different things and more broader applications where it's like, yeah, the fact that I take no penalties for just running full speed at something. Like, yeah, okay. Oh no, I need to pick somebody up real fast and grab them and pick them up. It's super easy for you. That's not really a complicated thing to think about. Moving and attacking, moving and kind of more. The fact that you do no longer have to think about the ability to, the problem of running. That's how I want to kind of. That's what we kind of think. It's. Thinky. But yeah, I think this could. This works now. I think this works. It's not great, but it'll work. Okay. I'm going to call it here for today. On Monday, the plan is to finish the rest of the monsters, then move on to probably magic and corruption. We might be delayed another day or two, or I might just do a notepad must die on Monday and just power through as much as I can. But yeah, I think we're making decent progress. Not great progress, but decent progress. Yeah, alright, cool. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you all tomorrow as we work on Pocket Quest stuff. That's the goal there. Nothing on Sunday. And on Monday, we're going to be working more on MGE. I do have 2 videos planned for next week. It's going to be on Quest. Remember that game? That really shitty D20 game? It's going to be on Quest, and as well as it's going to be on... and on Thursday, or Friday, it's going to come out. The video is going to come out on Friday, is about an OSR game that I played. And I didn't, and we didn't really enjoy it. And I want to go over like the entire thing with it. Because... me and my friends had a very long conversation about it. So, Flying Swordsman is what the game is called. So, thank you all for watching. See you later. Goodbye. I'm going to probably play Hell's Court now.